again, Internet. It's Tara Lynn here. My last vlog about the R5 merch haul that I got throughout the tour was a big hit, so I thought I would continue on my vlogs like I said I would. I was originally going to do my concert vlogs in just a random order based on what was most requested at the time. It seemed that Orlando was the most requested and then followed by Charlotte, but I realized for my own sake I should probably just do them in chronological order. So today's video is going to be all about Denver, my very first R5 concert. So the concert was on June 24th, 2017. It was on a Saturday at the Elitch Gardens theme park and water park. I drove from Jacksonville to Orlando and then flew out early in the morning that Friday, the 23rd, to Denver. I got there about 10 a.m. I ended up staying in a hostel downtown near the baseball stadium and just kind of saw a little bit of the city, mostly hung out around Union Station, the 16th Street Mall, before eventually going back to the hostel and making sure I got into bed early so that I could get up early, get to the theme park, kind of do all that. The next morning, I woke up, I got a little bit kind of a late start because jet lag, time zones, you know how it is. So I left about 11, I think, from my hostel to make my way to the theme park. I had to walk from a hostel, 4 blocks to 16th Street, take the shuttle to Union Station, get to Union Station, get a ticket, and then figure out which train I was supposed to take, and that took me like an hour. I eventually found the train, got on the train, made it to the Pepsi Center. I ended up walking like the completely wrong direction, almost all the way around the whole theme park, before I realized I was in the wrong spot. I had to turn around and go back. So by the time I finally got to the theme park, it was about 12 p.m. Took me like an hour or two to get there. Once I got there, I kind of just assessed what was going on. I went by guest services because I had knee problems and I didn't want to have to deal with like lines and stuff. They told me that people were already lining up for the show, and if I was going to make sure I got a good spot, I needed to get there about 3 o'clock. I was like, even though I have the meet and greet, they're like, oh yeah, definitely even if you have the meet and greet. So I just went ahead and decided to go check out the situation and see what all was going on over there. There's quite a few people. I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll just do like an hour of rides and then come get in line. But then I was looking at the rides and none of them were really all that interesting, especially after working at Disney and Orlando, Disney and Universal. I was used to those smoother, newer attractions. These are all old attractions, especially those wooden roller coasters. So I ended up just getting me something to eat and then just hopping in line about 1 o'clock. I asked one of the people that worked at the theme park which line was which because there was a VIP, a meet and greet, and a general admissions line. The VIP was something that the theme park did, which basically just meant you got into the arena before general admission, and you could also have access to the pit. I assumed based on the email that I would already have that, so I wasn't really worried about it. I found out after sitting, got in the VIP line thinking it was a meet and greet line because that's what someone told me, and I find out an hour later by like an actual event staff person I was in the wrong line. So I end up finally in the meet and greet line. Shortly after I get into that line, another girl comes up, Mackenzie. She's like my age, so we talked, we chilled. In front and behind of us in line, there was 2 little girls and their moms. One of the moms told us that if we wanted to get picked for the show, we needed a VIP wristband. And so we were like really confused because we're like, are we supposed to already have that? Wasn't that included in the price? Turns out it was all just kind of like a big miscommunication error between R5 and the theme park. So we go racing up to the front to the guest services to get the VIP wristband. Me, Mackenzie, the other girl, and her mom. The girl watched our stuff. And we got up there, there was like 10 left when we got there. They ended up selling out. We were really lucky that we didn't miss them. So those were $20. 100% worth it though, absolutely. So we go back and we wait in line. We sat there for probably another 4 hours, I think, before Mark and Andre came out to check us in. The whole time we were waiting, we were all just kind of like sitting around. Some people were moving throughout the line, just talking. You know, R5 family, we all have something in common. They did sound check, and because it's an amphitheater, we could all hear sound check. We would like take turns going towards the back of the amphitheater, and there was like planters that if you stood up on top of them, you could actually see them doing sound check. So I went and did that. It was pretty cool. So after Mark and Andre checked us in, we were going into the amphitheater. You know, I was constantly refreshing social media all day, seeing like what they were up to. Ellington went live for sound check like he sometimes does. And then one of the things that I saw was Ellington had broke a drumstick during sound check, and he's like, I'm gonna hide this drumstick. Whoever finds it gets a free drumstick. And it showed him just dropping it beside a trash can, and like in some between the trash can and the stairs. I showed it to the little girls that we were with. I was like, this is your mission. It's like, you have to go find this drumstick, okay? And they were just like, nah, we're more concerned with getting barricade and making sure we have a good spot in line. I was like, okay, that's fine. I just thought I'd give you guys the chance. So we go in, we all line up. We were pretty, I think there was maybe about 60 people for the meet and greet in Denver, and we were about in the middle of that. But not everyone in the meet and greet had the VIP pit access that we had. I would say maybe about half of us had the pit access. So we weren't really concerned about, at least I wasn't really concerned about getting a spot anyway. At the time, I didn't realize how amazing barricade was, so I wasn't even that. I was like, as long as I'm somewhere close, I would be fine. So that was how we went about that, and we just waited for them. They had a fence that we all lined up against. It was really cool how they did it, because they would like not just take one person up at a time, as they do at all the meet and greets, but there would be like, there was a good like 20 feet between them and the next person in line, so that it felt like a little bit more private interaction, whereas the other meet and greets that I did, it was like right up on each other, so that was really cool. So for my first meet and greet with them, I was really starstruck. I was just like, oh, I didn't really know what to say to them, like what to do. I was so happy to finally be there. I had been going through like a lot of stuff lately, and they were the ones that helped me through it. And so to finally be there in front of them like meant the entire world to me. So I went up and I hugged Red Ellington, because you hug them at the same time generally. And I moved from them to Ross, and I hugged Ross, and then after I hugged Ross, he was like, oh, your shirt's really soft. And so they're all like, oh, really? And they all like pet me, which was a little weird, but also was like, okay, that's fine, I don't care. And then I hugged Riker and Rocky at the same time in a group hug, and I had on a necklace that they all really loved. It was a little carousel necklace. They're like, oh, that's such a cool necklace. And Rocky's like, whoa, is that a merry-go-round? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, that's sick. And so then we went into our pictures. I didn't really say much to them because I was just so nervous. So we went straight into our pictures. We just did a regular pose. The email said that they would tell us what poses to do, so I didn't like come prepared with any poses. I didn't know. It was like the kickoff to the whole tour. So like no one really knew anything. And so we just did a regular pose, and then we did like what was the other pose? We just did like random poses. Basically, one of them was like just chilling, and I don't know. I didn't really like my secondary poses as much as my first one. Like I looked really good in that first picture, so I posted that one all over social media. But the other ones I didn't really even post until later. And then afterwards, we said our goodbyes, and I told them like, oh, I'll see you guys in Orlando. They're all like, oh, really? Yes, and they got really excited. But as we all now know, I couldn't wait that long, so I saw them sooner. But it was still really cool that they got excited that they were going to see me again. So we get through the meet and greet. I get my bag, and then Mackenzie was right behind me in line, so I waited on her. And then after we got our bag and they cut off our wristbands, we made our way over to pit, and we got like right front and center barricade, exactly where we wanted. So it was perfect. We had the younger girls in front of us since they were shorter. We wanted to make sure that they could see. While they were there, their moms went and got them merch, and I was like, oh, you guys should go look for the drumstick now. And they're like, oh, no, we're too worried about merch. I'm like, okay, well, I gave you guys a chance. I was like, so I just turned to Mackenzie, I'm like, I'm gonna go find it. So I even pointed out to those girls, I was like, I bet it's right over there beside that trash can. They're like, no, we want merch. I was like, okay, bye. And then, so after they went to go do their merch thing, I was like, I'm going for it. So I went to the exact trash can, and what was there? The drumstick. If you've seen my haul video, you already know all about this, but so that was what I got from that, and I was like, oh yeah, that was really exciting. After that, we just kind of sat and chilled for a while because we had a pretty good amount of time to wait between the meet and greet and the actual show starting, because they didn't have two openers, they just had Rylan, and that was pretty awesome. So we sat down, we just kind of waited. They eventually let the rest of the VIP in, and then they let general admission in, and the show started sometime before sunset. got to see Rylan DJ. That was like really awesome, especially for my first R5 show, to not just see like one of their openers, to actually see Rylan DJ, and that was pretty incredible. And then after that, he went a little over. They told him, they're like, you have like 3 minutes, and he's like, I'm gonna take 5. So that was really cute. He was really sweet. I saw them doing Rylan's meet and greet while we were waiting in pit, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, I want to do that one day. And so then after Rylan, as you know, R5 comes out, and what was really cool was, since it was like they had only done one show and it was like a week ago at another theme park, you didn't really know what to expect, because this was like the first show of tour that they were doing a full show, because they didn't do a full set in what was that, Arkansas the week before. So like when Ross went and did his acoustic thing, we're like, where did Ross go? And then like all of a sudden we're like, oh, he's behind us. What is he doing?
I need you like I'm see-through, dancing out my pants. Like, damn, you could be the one that can mess me up. You could be the one that'll take me down. All the other girls say they had enough. You could be the one that'll take me out. So love, living your love until you blow my mind. Damn, you could be the one that can mess me up. Hear that you pass me by.
And then he did his tap dancing thing. We're like, what? We're like, is there anything this boy cannot do? He can do everything. Just overall, the concert was just so amazing. I was like, I had seen the set list from Arkansas. I was like, oh man, I really wanted them to do Pass Me By. That's one of my favorites. And then when Ross did that acoustic, I was done. It was the only concert that I was able to take my actual camera into, so I was really focused on getting good pictures, which, as most of you know, I got some pretty amazing pictures. Right here on the wall are a few of them. So that was pretty cool. And then it was just, the concert was so amazing. I left that concert just knowing I needed to see them as many times as possible. And I looked up the rest of the tour dates and I was like, I could drive to Charlotte. I could drive to Atlanta. I can finish in Orlando. I already had my tickets to Orlando. So I'm like, I can do all 3 of those shows. And I made it my mission. I was like, I know it's like a week and a half after I get back, but I have to do it. They just never, I've been to a lot of concerts and never in my life have I seen a band put on a show like that. Like, you can just tell that they love doing what they do so much, and they just bring so much energy to the stage. I didn't know where to look 95% of the time, because you got Ross in the middle doing his thing, then you got Riker over here literally running around the stage, just doing who even knows what. Ellington just going crazy on the drums. Rydell rocking out to whoever is singing or playing. Like, it didn't matter who it was. She was just straight rocking out. Like, she has so much support for all of them. And then Rocky over here doing his thing, and then when he plays Lay My Head Down, we all like basically died. And so it was just, I just don't even have words to describe. It was my first concert, so I was still like, oh, I have other things to compare it to, but it was a really great first experience. I would not for the world change anything about having to fly all the way to Denver for my first concert. I'm really glad that I did, because if I had never gone to Denver, I wouldn't have gone to Charlotte and Atlanta. I would have never met so many of you lovely people. I would have just been at Orlando. I probably would have rolled into Orlando right before Ultimate VIP, made hardly any friends, and gotten hardly any of the experiences that I did. So that was just really, really awesome. Okay, so this is part of the video where I'm going to throw up some screenshots of some stuff from afterwards. So before I do that, let me show you some of the photos that I took during the concert. These are just a couple of my favorites. So I really like this one of Rocky and Riker during the show. And then I really like this one of Rocky, Riker, and Ross. I think that's pretty cool. I got this one of Ellington, which is the one on the wall of him that he actually signed. And then I got this one of Rocky. That looks pretty cool. And then these are the special ones. So this one of Riker is actually one that Stormy liked on Instagram. And then I don't have a printout of it, so I'll just put it like right here in this area when I edit the vlog. It was a picture of Rydell and Rocky during the concert that she actually liked. So after the show, I just sent out a tweet that said thank you at each of them and R5 for an amazing first concert. I can't wait till the next one. And Rydell liked it. Or no, she retweeted it. And then after she retweeted it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Thank you for like acknowledging me. And I sent a picture of her and Rocky, and she liked that picture. And then a little while later, Riker retweeted the same thank you tweet. I was like, oh my god, I literally did not think tonight could get any better. They love me. So I was like, so here, you know what? Here, have a picture of Riker. And he retweeted this picture. Now it has like 600 retweets. And I was like, I've never been this popular on Twitter before. I don't know what to do with that. Or say like 600 likes and like 100 retweets. But I was just like, I don't know what to do with this anymore. And then I was like, you know what, while I'm at it, let me just send out pictures of everybody. So I've sent out one of Ellington, one of Rocky. I sent, and they weren't even like the good quality versions of pictures. It was just, because it was my camera, I'd plugged the card into my laptop and took my phone and took a picture of the laptop screen. So like really, really low quality versions. So I don't know why everybody loved them. But then I got to this one of Ross, and everyone flipped out over it. It's been 3 weeks. I'm still seeing people post this picture. Without credit, might I add. I found out the hard way that I needed to watermark my photos, but so this one really got around the internet. Everyone really, really loved it. He never made any acknowledgement that he saw it, but I'll get to that. And then I was like, you know what? And also, here's one of Ryland DJing. Isn't that cool? The floor is lava. It was like a day or two later. He saw it and he quote retweeted it, and he just said, "Ha, this is amazing." Because I said, because he had sent out like a tweet about Denver, and I was like, "Thanks for an amazing show," and he retweeted that one. That was really cool that he did that. And so I decided, after I decided to go to the other shows, I was like, well, I want to get 8x10 printouts, one of each of them, and then get them to sign them. So that's what I did for my wall. And I didn't get Rydell and Rocky to sign theirs. I got, never had a chance. I got Riker, Ross, and Ellington to sign theirs in Charlotte. And then when I handed Ross, I said, Ross, can you sign this? He's like, yeah, sure. And he looked at it, he's like, oh, this is a picture you took. And I was like, how do you know it's the picture I took? Like, you never acknowledge it on social media. So like, it got around enough that he saw it and he knew it was me that took the picture. Because I'll get to my Charlotte vlog, but I had given them copies of their pictures. And that was pretty awesome. And then I got Ryland to sign his in Atlanta. And so I'm just obsessed with these pictures. Everyone online really loves them. It's like, I've always been really, really into photography. Anyone who knows me personally knows that. And like, concert photography is like what I really want to do. And this was a really special concert to not only photograph, because it was my first R5 concert, obsessed with R5, but also because of like the setting, because it started in the daytime and then the sun set and then it transitioned into the night. And I still was able to get these really awesome pictures. and I was really, really proud of them, and to see all that just blew my mind. And that was kind of me posting those photos and getting attention for them on social media was my segue into the R5 family. Before that, I had like one friend who had even heard of R5, and after doing that, I started following a bunch more pages, talking to a bunch of people about my experiences and everything, and that's how I made all these new friends that I ended up going to concerts with, meeting up with, and that has been absolutely incredible for that. So that's all I have for the Denver vlog. It was, this is probably going to be the shortest, maybe Atlanta might be a little shorter, but both Denver and Atlanta will be kind of short vlogs, because there was like kind of the least that like happened. There was a lot that happened in Denver. It was just, I was just so starstruck because it was my first R5 concert. So it was really, I'm going to work on my Charlotte vlog next. That one's going to be a little longer. There's a lot to say. I have a lot of videos. I still need to finish going through all my pictures and editing the videos from the Charlotte concert so that I have know what content I'm going to talk about in the vlog. So that might take me a few more days to get up. I might actually go ahead and skip over that one and do Atlanta, just so I can have content released more frequently. All that. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel to be first to know about all future videos. I'll post about it on Twitter and Instagram. Very first, if you don't subscribe to the channel, very first place to hear about it is on my my fan account on Instagram, and then I'll post it on my personal account on Instagram, and then finally my Twitter. So, but if you want to know first, make sure you follow me by subscribing down below. So, till next time. As a little message from Ross that says, "You guys are the reasons we can tour. Thank you for always supporting us," which, you know, of course, Ross being Ross, that's really sweet. And then the lanyard has a flash drive that when you plug it into the computer, it has